at the end of the day, I think it has to, like a CFO doesn't have a lot of time to compare different options, right? So you want to make it very, very simple of giving them an understanding of a couple of things. One, that you show them that it's not just an effort that was done by the salesperson, but it's an effort that was done by the salesperson and their own employees, right? Because if they see that their own employees have been truly part of the buying process and of the selling process of the seller, and they were involved in, for example, creating a business case, they were involved in giving the seller and the selling team an understanding of the problems that the organization is facing, that allows you to have access to the CFO and also allows you to have a more strategic conversation with the CFO about what actually they care about and how their problems and the organization's opportunities can be mapped back to individual solutions, use cases. And I think that's the first part, right? Like truly personalizing more of the journey.
Mhm.
I often say we talk about personalization often in the case of outreach and targeting potential customers, but we don't talk enough about personalization in on the importance of the midst and the end of the buyer journey and the customer and sales journey. And I think that's something that's being dismissed right now, that we don't talk enough about the importance of thinking about what's the value pyramid for your prospect, how do you communicate value back to the customer, how can it be very, very specific that no matter who you talk to internally, everybody can recognize that I'm speaking to Kevin and not to another prospect. It's not just all the same. Every customer is very different, and be able to articulate that in a meaningful way, not just to the CFO, but to every stakeholder. That's important. I think I did a webinar with Jim Keller, who was a former CFO at Drift, a couple of
Mhm.
weeks ago, and I asked him a similar question. And the other point that he said was, you need to be able to tell a customer what's the ROI on the product compared to different options. Tell them that the numbers come from their employees, but also articulate how long it takes to get a system fully ramped up and onboarded. It might take 6 months, it might take 3 months, but make sure that you can be transparent about the time to value and not lie about the time to value being a month and then it takes 7 months and you basically are already out of the value curve that you initially discussed with the buyer. So a couple things that help in order to ensure that you not just get the deal, but also you face the CFO in 11 months again, and they basically come back to your initial business case that was off or was misleading.